Yeah. Stan,
Dennis.
this is episode 17.
18.
Is it?
Rashad and Eves Edwards was 17.
Very nice. You're right. Welcome to Menace and The Man, guys.
Episode 18.
Episode 18.
Quickly approaching your 20s.
Yeah.
Quickly approaching our 20s. This is
Yeah.
almost like the late... I actually thought of an idea. Like, what if we were like the late show of MMA? Like Jay Leno, David Letterman. No?
Yeah, but will we have to record late?
Yeah. But at that's when I thought it would be a problem is people with kids. They'd be like, oh, I got my kids. I can't come on right now. It's fucking late.
Right.
That's the late show.
Yeah, I would imagine a lot of our listeners and like the core of MMA fans have kids because they're like from the Midwest and like
I know.
I don't know.
We have a universal following.
So
Oh, look at this. I was trying to go to share the thing, and our friend Rob Labiento had his baby today.
no, he has baby over the weekend. Rob Labiento is my strength and conditioning coach.
Oh, he had his baby over the weekend?
Yes.
Oh, she's just posting about it now.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Pulling one of those.
yeah. I remember. I forget what it was, but like a kid was born or something like that, or maybe it was their birthday. I forget what it was, but like I remember a mom getting super angry, like at all the friends, like, "Yo, don't post this picture of my kid yet. Like, I want to be the first one to post, like, about my kid." And I remember that being like a weird, like, is that something you'd get angry over, Stan?
Me? No, but I know women are different. Women might get mad about that.
I don't know. I thought
You
that
as
was
a father or a parent, would you get mad about that? Or you're
no.
just,
I like if you're like
men are
if
indifferent.
you
I
think my kid is so cool, you want to post about it and like congratulate me on my kid. Like, cool, man, thanks. Not like, are you fucking kidding me?
Well, that's like those other people who do. Would you ever do a gender reveal? Did you do a gender reveal for either kid?
I think so.
Oh, you did.
Yeah. But like, it wasn't for me.
It was for her. Yeah.
I don't even think it was for my kid's mom either. I think it was like for everybody else.
Yeah.
You know?
All right, I just wanted to share that. Now I'm back in the show.
Yeah. So.
So UFC 235, Dennis. We watched it over the weekend.
Yep. Went live.
Yeah. How'd you feel about those fights? You know what we need to do too for the following and for people. We need to go live a little better. You know what we did? We just went live while me, you, and Chris Weidman were watching the fights, and it was kind of like a kids yelling in the background.
Yeah. Those little whippersnappers.
Yeah. The mini menaces, they're fucking nuts.
Yeah.
They're nuts.
Good memories to have as a kid, though.
Yeah.
Watching the fights with pops.
Well, they weren't watching the fight. They were
just horse playing in the background.
Chris Wade brought his daughter over, and my two boys love Chris Wade's daughter, so they were like probably like, showing off and like, look how many push-ups I could do and stuff like that. And, like they were just going nuts. You know, it was just do your. I remember as a kid, like we're going over to like, my friend's son's birthday party. Like I'd be there, like I don't even like this kid, and like it would just be like a reason for my dad to like drink beer with his buddies.
So it starts that young.
What?
Start trying to impress women.
Oh, you're looking it up?
No, I'm asking you. I wasn't looking it up. No, I'm asking you, like, you feel like it starts that young. Like
Hang on. And I remember in preschool, like, the first year before kindergarten, there was a girl, I was like, I think she's good looking. Like, I don't know, like, what I would do with her, but I think she's pretty.
When was your first girlfriend that you remember?
Oof. The first girlfriend I ever had was I was in 5th grade. She was a 6th grader. And we held hands to the bus. And, like, we would give, like, an assed-out hug. And that was it. That was the extent of it.
Times were so much easier back then.
Yeah. I remember then, like, my buddy, like, dated her. I was like, yeah, I hope you fuck. And he, like, got hurt. And I was like, I wish it was worse.
You didn't have, like, that girlfriend in elementary school?
No.
I remember, like, when I was in kindergarten, I had, like, a girlfriend that I, like, used to, like,
You used to share your milk with her, Stan?
we used to hide under the table and kiss.
Wow. Was there tongue involved?
No, it was like bird pecks. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like weird bird pecks.
Because I remember watching.
It was like this. You ready? like I would say, "You ready?" to her, and she'd be like, "Yep." And we'd be like,
Whoa, you held it in there.
"You ready for another one?" Okay. You know, it was like that over and over again.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a model citizen.
I didn't know what French kissing was or like anything like that. I didn't
Did
even
you
know.
have a boner? Do you know?
No, I was too young for that. I'm talking kindergarten.
Hang on. I'm changing my son's diaper and he's got a fucking full-fledged boner sometimes.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't want to hear about that, but that's, you know, no.
It is what it is. I call a spade a spade.
I don't want to segue into my next question of, well, you segued me into the next question of when was your first boner, Dennis? You know, because I just asked when was your first kiss, when was your first girlfriend?
I don't know. I remember it was a late bloomer for Jay and my O.
Really?
Yeah. Jay Owen.
How late?
I remember I was on the bus coming back from a wrestling match. I think like maybe 8th grade, and I remember some guys talking about it. I was like, what's this? Hop in the shower at night, give it a shot, see what happens.
What are you talking about?
And every day since.
It does what?
Like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyday sense. You know what I love? I love that scene in Wolf of Wall Street when he's like, you know, you seen Wolf of Wall Street? When he's like, how many times you masturbate per day? He's like, I don't know. And I forget what he says. Like once, like, those are rookie numbers. You got to get those numbers up. You got to get those numbers up. I masturbate at least twice a day.
Yeah, they're talking about like on lunch break, like, man, you got to relieve some of that stress.
Yeah.
You can't have it on your shoulders while you're making deals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
You know what it is? That's one of those questions that you always, how honest is a man going to be? Like how many times, like they're like, if you look up what's the average, how many times does a man masturbate? That's not a real number because there's probably men that are ashamed to admit, like, I fucking jerk off 8 times a day. You know?
Yeah.
They skew the numbers a little bit.
You think there are guys that do 8 times a day?
It's the same conversation as how many guys have you slept with when you ask a woman? The number's always going to be a little skewed.
Yeah, I know if my lady like, hey, did you JO today? Like,
yeah,
no.
People have like a weird shame.
What?
People have a weird shame about it.
I wonder why.
I don't know.
Well, I think Joe Rogan did, or I forget, some comedian did like a stand-up on, he's like, man, no man feels good about himself after he JOs. Like, he's like messy. He's like, what did I do? Like, I'm a
Dane
mess.
Cook, right?
I think that was Louis C.K.
Oh, Louis C.K.?
Yeah.
It sounds like his.
Like no guy after JO was like, yeah, today's gonna be a great day. You're a little bit like embarrassed, you know.
Yeah. I remember Louis C.K. did something like that, or Dane Cook did something like that as well.
Yeah. I got a good friend we're gonna call right now.
What do you call him?
Just let me do my thing, okay? You be you, and I'm gonna be me.
All right. You be the Menace, and I'll be Stan the Man. That works.
Yeah. Like, you be a complete loser, and I'll be
Nah.
amazing.
You've reached Gregor Gillespie and Gillespie Training.
What the
His phone's off, that means.
is it?
Or he's on the phone.
Let's try it one more time.
You've reached Gregor Gillespie
Let's
and
listen to
Gillespie
this.
Training.
Yeah.
I'm not available to take your call right now.
Gillespie Training.
Yo, he might turn his phone off at night.
Yeah.
He turns his phone off at night. Do people do that?
People do that.
People are, man, that's so crazy.
Well, because I mean, yeah, I texted him. So
And then he turned his phone off, right?
we're gonna talk about wrestling.
Right after you texted him, he turned his phone off.
Have him give me a ring. See if that.
He's like in Deadpool when it's like, you're the world's worst best friend. You're the world's worst friend. That's Gregor.
Oh, he actually is.
He is.
Yeah.
He is. I have video. I could take Gregor to court, like civilly, and be like, I have video evidence of you saying you're going to come on the show. Saying you're going to go fishing with me and Dennis.
Here we go. Gregor!
Did you just try to call me?
Yeah, I did. It went right to you reached Gregor and Gregor Gillespie Training.
Oh, that's weird because I literally was just calling someone. Maybe you were calling while I was calling.
Oh, hang on. Stan the Man said that. We got Stan on here.
Yeah, what's up, Sam?
What's going on, Gregor? How are you?
Dude, hang on. Gregor, if Stan gets out of line, fucking knock him down. That's what this podcast is all about. Because, all right, ready? Stan, how many times have you tapped out Gregor?
I have tapped out Gregor before.
How many times?
I don't want to
I'm
talk
sure he
about
has, actually.
it. Gregor,
Well, hang on. When you first started, but like,
Yeah.
when was the last time you tapped out Gregor?
I don't know why you bringing this shit
I'm
up.
trying to, because hang on,
Gregor's my boy. I
because
love
Gregor,
Gregor.
I'll be talking with him, and like, oh yeah, I tapped out. I'm like, dude, fuck you, did.
Bro, I don't brag to you and say I tapped out Gregor.
Sometimes he's on his best behavior right now, Gregor, because I'm
No.
I'm highlighting him right now.
No, you're throwing me under the bus. But
So
Wait, so are you guys doing the podcast right now?
yes.
yeah,
Oh, so I'm on the air.
yeah, dude, that's how we roll.
Cool.
Organic.
I'll come in and do it, but it just has to be after like this fucking weekend, dude. I'll come in. I'll actually be a guest. I don't mind doing that. I just fucking, I have the fucking. I've been going away, obviously, for the States. Then I went up and I worked with Yanni last weekend. Now I'm going back up, and I might watch Yanni again this weekend. Then the following weekend after that, I have to go work with Yanni again. Then I got the Nationals. Like, it's
Yeah.
fucking wild right
Yeah.
now, man.
So
Bro,
hang on.
You're
so,
a busy man.
yeah.
We want you whenever we can get you.
Yeah.
We want to go fishing with you. We want you in
Yes.
studio. And we'll
Yes.
take the phone calls whenever you pick them up.
Yes.
We'll take it all.
Yes. No, Gregor, tonight's episode with you, I only want to talk wrestling. That is it. When you come in studio though, I want to talk like from like where Gregor Gillespie grew up, how he was raised,
Okay.
how his mind ticks, the whole nine. But this
Because
night,
I'm on, listen, I will talk wrestling. I'm on limited time because I actually, listen to this, man, Dennis, you're not going to believe this. I'm actually like talking to this girl.
Ooh. Let's go.
Yeah.
Well, no, now we,
I know.
we just freed up a few more minutes when you said that.
So like, I enjoy, it's kind of crazy, man. I call her every night and we talk for like fucking at least 20 minutes.
dude, good for you, dude.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm happy
like
to hear
hyped
that.
for you, bro.
Yeah, man.
Nice. Where's she
It's
from?
awesome. She lives in Wantagh.
Nice. So that's not far for you.
Good town. Good town.
Is she an
Wantagh.
athlete in any way, shape, or form?
She won the D2 Nationals in lacrosse.
Okay,
Okay.
because me and you talked about how
Yeah.
we're kind of psychopaths, and like if we date a girl because of the mindset we have with what we do and
Right.
how what we do we're trying to be perfect at it, that we can't just date a Joe Schmo like girl. You know what I mean?
You know,
Like
Dennis, you're gonna get a kick out of this. She's a package deal, just like you.
ooh,
You understand, right?
I understand.
Oh, she has,
You know what I mean?
she has a kid.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
she's got a kid.
wow.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, which I'm totally fine with, man.
Wow.
Gregor's expanding his horizons. I like
Holy
this.
shit.
Crazy, right?
Yes, very. My mind
You
is
can't,
blown
listen,
right
man.
now.
You can't help who you like, right?
Yeah, yeah. So, cause I mean, is she smoking hot or what's the? Cause I remember when I first met you, the girl.
Listen, I mean,
the girl.
you know what it is? It's like what's chaos to a fly is normal to a spider. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I think she's really attractive. Yes.
Well, cause I remember when I first met you and I introduced you to the girl I was dating at the time. You're like, bro, what are you doing? I was like, what do you mean? He's like, dude, she's too hot. Like, I would blow my load in a second. And I was
Well,
like,
there's like a
what?
problem. You don't want every guy out there to want to fuck your girlfriend either.
What?
There's like two trains of thought. You want everybody in the fucking room looking at your girlfriend and you're okay with that? And
Right.
you like that attention? Or you're like me. If everyone's looking at your girlfriend, you want to fight everyone in the room. Not even fight, because I'm not a fighter. I hate people thinking that I'm not a fighter. I'll
Right.
run away from a bar fight. I'll run. I'll be the first one out the door.
Yeah. So
What happens is this. Then you start getting what, you were fucking flirting with that guy. Well, that's what happens
Right.
when you have a really, really like a show girlfriend. The
Yeah.
one that like everyone in the room is obsessed with.
Arm
Yeah.
candy.
Plus, like, there's a huge difference between classically beautiful and sexy.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a huge difference. And
Yeah.
like, I would rather have a beautiful girl
Right.
than,
Right.
oh my God. Dude, there's girls out there that you can definitely fuck, and it's probably amazing, and you're super sexually attracted
Right.
to them. That's sexy. But they can't bring it home to mom and dad. Everyone's like, oh my God, her tits are on the table.
Right, right. You keep that in your porn. That's it. You don't bring that home to mom and dad.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Man, so I'm hype for you, dude.
Yeah.
Because I know, like, because the thing is like, Gregor is such an animal that all he does is fucking train
Fish.
other people. I mean, fishing is his only outlet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't go out at night. He doesn't party. Like you watch like Netflix, or do you just go home and pass out? Right?
Well, my computer's broken right now, so I'm buying a lot of things on demand.
Ooh, wow.
What's the last thing you watched on The Man?
Dude, you're gonna be fucking insane. This is an amazing movie. A Star Is Born.
You know who we had Volante on here telling us how we needed to watch. Have you watched it yet?
Dude,
No.
Me neither. Everyone keeps telling
dude,
me.
it's really good, man. I hate wrecking the movie, but because now your expectations are really high. Listen,
Right.
it's worth watching. I'll say that. I don't want to
Okay.
be like, it's the best movie you've ever seen. Then you go and you're like, well, Gregor hyped it up and it wasn't as good. So expectations wreck movies. Listen, I'll put it this way. It's worth watching.
Right.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Gregor, you're one of those people that like when I talk to you, like I could talk to you forever.
You're
Seriously.
just happy to talk to me, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
you're actually my favorite person to go on a bike ride with or a run with because like I don't know.
Well,
like-
because I'm in such good shape that I can talk while I exercise, right?
Well, there's that. Well, I don't hate. I like riding with you, but like I almost feel like I'm holding you. He's the fastest.
You hold him back.
Oh my god, do I hold him back? Like I can run forever, and I'm a good runner, and like Gregor.
Yeah, Dennis is a good runner.
But like on a bicycle, I don't know what changes, but he is a
I smoke people.
freak.
Yeah, free.
You ever hear the
Freak.
story about when
Freak.
Did you ever hear the story about when Weidman thought he could bike ride with me?
Yeah. Go. Let's hear it.
Yeah. He's like, oh, no, I got a real good bike. I've been biking a lot. I definitely can go out. I'm like, listen, man. He thought I was kidding. I was like, listen, man, I'm not kidding you. I'm not waiting for you, and I'm definitely going to leave you in the dust.
He got-
Yeah.
He got like a
Listen,
free bike, right? He got like a free
Yeah, he
like
got, like, a
$6,000.
I think yeah, he got from like some bike shop over in America. They were sponsoring, which obviously he's like, that's cool, you know?
Yeah.
I'm like, he's like, good one. Yeah. I was like, no, I'm dead serious here. I will literally leave you in the dust and I will not look back. And that's exactly what happened. I like legitimately laughed at him.
Hang on. So his dad is like, because Gregor rides his bike wherever he can, how often he can. His dad's like, why don't you get a rear, like a mirror, so you can see like what's behind you? He's like, why do I need a mirror if I'm passing?
Mirrors are for people that are going to pass you. No one's passing me.
Well, as long as I've known Gregor's a freak, like freak
Yeah,
athlete.
well, dude, the other thing is this, too. My dad always used to yell at me about headphones. He's like, why do you wear headphones? That's it. You can't hear anything that's coming. I'm like, nothing can catch me. So what do I need to hear if no one's passing me? Like, so I get mad at people on the bike path, when we do Dennis.
Yeah.
I get mad at people when they go on there and they have headphones and they're trotting along. Like, I'm like, yo, you can't hear me when I'm yelling on your right, passing on the left. So no one's doing that to me.
Right.
No one's passing me and yelling. And obviously, for people that don't know, the Cedar Creek Trail is bikes or rollerbladers or runners only. There's no car, so I don't have to hear a car coming.
Right.
You know?
So it's the Wantagh Parkway, right? It's called the Cedar Beach Trail, though.
It's Cedar Beach Trail,
Right.
yeah. Cedar Beach. No, what
Cedar
is
Creek.
it?
Cedar Creek Park Trail.
Yeah, it's Cedar Beach or Cedar whatever along Wantagh Parkway. Now they've extended it a few years back down to Tow Bay and Massapequa. And there's talks about expanding it to Robert Moses, which I doubt will ever happen. But I would be super stoked if it did, because I wouldn't have to do 2 or 3 laps every time I bike.
So where we start from Wantagh Park, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's 10 miles down and then 10 miles back, right?
No, it's not, Dennis. It's not quite 10.
Just under?
It's a little less. The whole loop is 17 and a half miles.
Got you. Right.
So
So
it's eight and a half miles each way.
so for you bikers out there, like Gregor, give them like, I don't know, your best, 40 mile or 20 mile like pace.
I'll give them the loop. Any bikers in Long Island that know that Cedar Beach Park loop, 17 and a half miles. And I had the record for quite a while. Almost a year or so, I have the record on that. And the app that people use is called Strava. And I don't know the exact time, but I know I averaged over 25 miles an hour for that loop, which is pretty fucking insane considering I'm not a biker.
Right. And I still believe it. Like I'll join the race with you just to like for support, but you need to do a bicycle race.
I'm not as fast as I used to be. I don't bike as much as I used to. I actually felt like it was hurting my fighting. It was not any fight, obviously. I haven't lost a fight, but it was hurting my training for sure.
Got you. Yeah, because you were
I was zapping my legs. I was doing 50 miles 3-4 times a week,
Right.
So I toned it down. I still bike the same amount of times, but I do 20 or 25 miles. I don't need to do 40 to 50. It's just too much. It's a calorie burner, and you get too skinny.
Right.
Oh, you're as lean as it gets, Gregor.
I'm not talking about lean. I'm talking about you legitimately burn muscle off.
Yeah.
You ever seen a professional bike rider they have like plate arms, you know.
So
Their lower bodies look like Dennis's, and their upper bodies look like fuck, I don't know. Imagine like a
a small boy.
like a 12-year-old boy.
So I didn't like Gregor he loves biking hard. So I like when the Tour de France comes on, like right, you're on your.
Oh my God, you can't even, yeah, I tape it. And I tell everyone to fucking leave me alone if they hear anything about it, if there's a crazy finish. Because I'm working out during the day, and it's a 5-hour commitment if you watch the whole race, right? Every day for 3 weeks. It's 5 hours a day, every day for 3 weeks, except for the 2 rest days. But, like, I get the condensed version. I watch it. And if it's DVR'd, you know, you can fast forward through shit.
Right.
But that's, like, my life during the summer, that 3 weeks.
I didn't hang on. Because I learned so much about biking, hanging out with you and biking with you, about like drafts and what's it called, the platoon or whatever, the
Peloton.
Yeah, like, you know, you're using weight, and there's guys that get out in front just to promote their fucking brand real quick, and they know they're not going to win because they're going to fade out.
Typically they do that. Yeah, they jump out front, they break away from the Peloton, and I mean, I would say like 99.5% of the time, the people that jump out early, they get caught by the Peloton, and the Peloton times it so fucking perfectly that those 2 or 3 people out front just can't withhold the same pace because they're rotating between 2 or 3 people in the front of the pack drafting as opposed to hundreds that are in the Peloton, where, you know, it's usually controlled by one specific team, which has been Sky the last fucking how many years. But they control the front of the Peloton, they control the pace, and they have earpieces in with their, you know, team cars, and the team cars telling them what pace they need to keep, basically, to catch those front people, and they catch them 99.5 of the fucking percent of the time. And not only that, it's always like 99% of the time, though, they catch them within the last mile.
Wow.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, if you know anything about biking, you know it's 120 miles some days or 105 miles.
Yeah.
So these people have been out front for 100 miles, and they get caught in the last mile. It's always like that.
Now,
what Dennis was talking about was what they're doing is that they know they don't have a chance, and it gives their sponsor and their team, you know, because they're always going to, at some point, like, you know, go back to the people who are winning the race, you know, during the day. So their team, like, let's say Team Coffee Dis Riders or Team Sky or Team Movistar, whatever, they get their shirt on TV all day.
Yeah. So, I mean, so here's how, like, I feel about you, and I think, like, I'm not saying you can hang with the pack, but I'm saying one race at the Tour de France, if you hopped into that race, you could hang.
That's a different level, Dennis.
What?
Different level.
Hang on. I'm saying you could survive in that huddle.
I don't think so.
No?
I think it's a different. Yeah, I mean, Dennis, I've never averaged that speed ever in my life. I know I ride a triathlon.
Yeah, but you're also not drafting with hundreds of people.
I know, but Dennis, it's like a different. That's like saying, dude, I watched this guy at fucking Belmore Kickboxing, and I think he can go with Dennis. But all he has to do is, if there's no knees, he could beat that. Or if there's no elbows, like you change the rules somehow. That's not how it works, because you'd still kill the guy.
Right.
You know? He's an amateur. You know what I mean? That's essentially what I am. At one point, I was creeping up on professional times. You know, my times were getting, but like, I was also, you know, quite a bit skinnier than I am now, and my legs were quite a bit bigger, and I was younger. You know, with age, things slow down. And again, I'm training a little smarter now, you know.
Right.
Whereas in 5-6 years ago, I guess it was like 8 years ago, we decided it was a good idea to literally just do an Iron Man on our own.
Yeah, you used to be the Iron Man.
No. Hang on.
Oh, you guys didn't do an Iron Man?
You didn't about Iron Man?
I just had a brain. Didn't you guys do something stupid
Hang
at
on.
one point?
Well, hang on.
Some crazy-
Everyone thought it was stupid,
Yeah.
and that's what fueled me and Gregor.
Yeah.
And the thing is like,
you can't do that. Why would you do that? And we're
Yeah.
like, fuck you.
Yeah.
You guys had, the best was they were telling us because we hadn't swam
Right.
that we weren't going to be able to swim 2 miles. We
Right.
swam across the Hudson and back up in fucking Saugerties, New York. It was like 2.3 miles.
yeah. So I had a fight coming up in Denver, Colorado, and I was like, you know
That's
what?
right.
I gotta be in sick shape because it's a mile high elevation.
Yep.
And I was like, you know what? And me and Gregor were, you know, we'd ride and stuff like that, and we talked about wanting to do an Iron Man. I'm like, yo, let's do our own Iron
I
Man.
can't believe we did that. I
was like, here's what we're going to do, Gregor. And the thing is, I could only have this conversation with Gregor. Nobody else probably in New York would be like, yeah, Dennis, I'll do that with you. Or nobody that I knew in this world would do it with me except for Greg.
That's insane that we did that.
Yeah, so what we did is we jogged from my father's house down to the Hudson River, which is only like a quarter mile. It was like a warm-up, right? We hop into the Hudson River, and I had my buddy with a boat just follow us.
I'm so glad that we did that, though. That
Yeah.
made it a lot safer.
Well, yeah, because, you know, to swim across the Hudson River
Dude, it's
without...
tidal, too. It fucking
Right.
moves. That current is bad.
Yeah, we got pushed very, very
We got
far
pushed
down
like
the
a
river.
half mile down the fucking shore.
Yeah, but the thing is people like, when I told people that we're gonna have a boat with us, they're like, "Oh, good, just in case you guys get tired." I'm like, "What? No,
That's not why.
the boat is only so other boats don't crash into
They
us.
don't run us over.
Right, that was the only reason.
You guys were not getting tired.
Now, hang on, no,
In your heads,
no,
in
no,
your
no,
heads,
no,
though.
no.
We didn't touch the boat a single time.
No, so I know Gregor thought the same thing, and I remember like, I don't know, Gregor, what would you say, the first like football field, you're like, all right, this isn't bad, and then after that,
I was like, holy fuck, this is easy.
then after a football field worth of swimming, you were
It
like,
got
oh,
super hard
shit.
really quick.
Yeah, so I remember like, man, this fucking sucks. Like, man, this really, like, why am I doing this? You know, kind of, like, the boat's there that if I wanted to climb on board, I could, but, like, I kept looking over at Gregor. And I know Gregor was doing the same, like, hey, I'm not quitting if you don't
I'm
quit.
not quitting until he does.
Right. And so we both, and I knew that. And that was the mentality we had throughout this whole thing. So we swam across the Hudson River. Fucking, well, I don't know, we probably sat there for like 15 minutes, right?
Probably about 10 to 15 minutes.
Right.
And we ate and drank. Because remember, that's fucking, we refueled really well that day.
Yeah,
We did that
yeah.
for breakfast.
That was all on you,
Yeah, I know.
you know? So,
You're like, I'm not going to be hungry. No. It's
Well,
not that
no.
You're going to be hungry.
No.
You're going to...
so you know, to make the story sound cool, we tell people we swam across the Hudson River and back. We swam across the river. We put flippers on.
We put flippies on.
Then we swam back.
So we did legitimately do about
Yes.
a mile and a quarter with no flippies.
Yes.
And
Yes.
not for nothing. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Another fucking mile and a quarter back with flippies is really fucking hard.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. And well, you had legit flippers on. I had boogie
I know,
board
you had
flippers
the
on.
boogie boarding flippers.
I had these little short fins on, you know.
Dude,
But
those aren't even flippers. Those are like water shoes.
yeah. So then we get back to shore, right? And we jog back up to my father's house. We hop on our bikes.
Dude, holy fuck, that was crazy. Go ahead, I'm listening,
We-
man. I'm just recapping this in my
Yeah,
own brain.
yeah.
Why did we do that?
We rode from my
80 miles.
Yeah, we rode the long way from my
up
dad's
the mountain.
house up to Hunter Mountain.
Dude, remember we passed like the 4,000 whatever foot sign and we took a picture with it?
Yeah. And
Elevation.
hang
I
on.
kept
yeah.
having, by the way, I kept having to go back and I would like go up past Dennis, come back, get him, come back.
Yeah.
He couldn't keep up the hill.
So I have, well, I mean, I just can't keep up with them in general. Now, on top of that, I have my uncle's custom
Oh,
bike.
the steel frame bike.
Yeah, so Gregor's bike weighs, how much did that bike weigh, Gregor?
I don't know, 15 pounds.
My bike weighed third, right? What would you say?
More than that. It was probably a 35-pound bike. That thing was,
It was
a
heavy.
steel framed bike.
Yeah, and it was like custom. It was from,
Yeah.
my uncle made it in 95, like 94.
Yeah, that's
it
they
was
didn't even
old.
follow
It was top of the line in '94.
Yeah. So I remember one time we had an 8-mile climb. Consistent incline for 8
Oh, God,
miles.
that was
Where if
horrible.
you let go of pedaling,
You're rolling
you
backwards.
stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Gregor went into
back.
this like fucking trucking mode where I had
Oh, yeah.
he was like a mile ahead of me. And like, and here's what happened. He would stop and he would wait for me. As soon as I got to him, he would
Bye-bye.
start pedaling away. And I was like, you motherfucker, you just like rested. And I had to like stay on this grind. It was awful,
that was
right?
great. I remember that,
So then we
yeah.
get up to Hunter Mountain.
Oh, God, the worst part's coming.
Yeah, we get up to Hunter Mountain and
Oh.
we ran 4 miles up the mountain, right?
Oh.
There was one part of the mountain,
Dude,
it was
no.
a double diamond.
Dude, Dennis, no, you got to tell them that we weren't running at that point. We were bear crawling.
Bear crawling.
Bear
Like
crawling.
you're
'Cause
grabbing
we couldn't,
roots.
we were going to fall backwards. You couldn't run.
If you
Yeah.
stood straight up, you would fall
You'd
down.
fall
You would
backwards.
roll
Back.
down the hill. It was I think it's a 65-degree.
Dude, it was
Hey.
so fucking steep.
But now this is you in fight shape. You're in shape.
Yeah.
And this is
I
Gregor.
couldn't do this
This
anymore.
is before Gregor started fighting.
Yeah.
Well, I was training.
He
I
was
hadn't had a fight.
Training,
Yeah. So yeah, the very last tip of, you're bear crawling up this mountain, and then from there, like the hardest part was done for us. We ran. I mean, you have to use your eccentric or decentric like muscles
To stop you, break you a little bit, right?
because I mean, if you just let your legs go, you're gonna,
fucking
eat
fall.
shit. So you have to control
Yeah.
your speed going down the hill, And my favorite part of the whole trip.
The descending on the bike, wasn't
Gosh, we went the short way back home because at this point it's like 8:30.
it? It was good. It was dark. It was getting dark.
It was starting to get dark, right? And we weren't pedaling, but we were
Holy
probably
fuck.
doing 55
Dude, we were going over 50. I know that.
down this hill, right? And like going around these blind
Holy
turns, but
shit.
we would see headlights coming from the opposite direction if we're like, oh
That
shit,
was scary, dude. I'll be honest with you. I wouldn't do that again.
Yeah, that was scary. But at the same time, it's like,
And I at least had a helmet on. Dennis, no helmet. Idiot. Yeah.
and then I remember like I had this like panicky moment, right? Because we're flying
Yeah, 55 down the
Flying
hill, I'd be
on
panicking.
a bicycle.
I'd be panicking.
at night, right?
Yeah.
And I remember like and also on top of that, we're like tucking. We're like getting aerodynamic so we can go faster, right? We're tucked, right?
What do they call that something?
What's
in
that called,
biking?
Gregor?
They call that something,
What's
right?
that?
What's that called when you like get aerodynamic on a bike?
Oh,
and
you're
you're
just getting arrow. There's no real name for that.
Okay.
Oh, I thought that was something.
So, but me and you were doing that.
Yeah.
You know, he's drafting me, he'd get in front of me, I drafted. We were like trying to get like maximal speed. We're also tired. We want to get home too, you know?
But it was scary. It was too fast.
Yeah. And I remember looking at my front tire and just being like,
Oh.
man, if this thing fell off right now, because again, my uncle, or like, let's
I'm
say
fucked.
like, let's say my tire was just like, we're done right now. We're going to go flat. Like, we would, because it's, again, it was in August, right, Gregor?
What's that?
It was in August.
Yeah, it was in August.
We have on like, you know, tank tops and like spandex
Oh,
pants,
dude,
and
we
that's
would have been
it.
dead. I wouldn't have worried about road rash, man. I would have worried about dying.
Also, we're going down a mountain where there's guardrails where if you go off of it, you're flying off a cliff.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I can't believe we did that dumb shit, man. I'm done with that.
So we were, and I remembered like, just please, little tire, like, because there was.
Any minute that tire could have been like, I've been on here since 1994. Here I go. You know.
Holy fuck, that was so stupid.
Right.
I can't believe we did that.
And then, you know, once the mountain was done, then we had, you know, what was it like? Another like, I don't know, 5 miles to my house, which was
Yeah.
like, you know, at that point easy. The whole, I call it the Menace Iron Man. It took us, what was it, 13 hours or 11
Yeah,
hours?
about that,
11
yeah.
hours. 11 hours of constant work, pretty much.
Yeah.
And the whole day, Gregor put me onto these like, what were they called? These like gel packs that like they use in
Yeah, they're
marathons.
called goo. G-U, goo.
Yeah. So Gregor had a few compartments on his bike that like held our goos, and we had a couple of power bars. We made one stop.
What are the goos?
It's just like pretty much like carbohydrates, right? And sugar, right, Gregor?
We got, yeah, I actually remember what I got. We got a bunch of fucking fast, like, fuel, like carbs, and then I got beef jerky.
And we made one stop, and we got like you know, took a piss and like ate some shit real quick at like a fucking gas station and kept it moving.
Yep.
But
right.
that was
Well, do you
definitely
ever
badass.
Dennis, I got to go after this, but tell them what we did after.
Oh, we went to the diner,
Yeah.
and
Remember
So-
how much we got?
Gregor ordered the biggest steak meal at this diner he could, but hang on, he didn't get one.
I got both of them.
He got two. Two,
Yep.
like your biggest, like I don't know. He probably ate, I don't know, 80 ounces of meat.
Yeah, it had to have been fucking 80. It was probably 60 to 80 ounces of beef. Dude, I remember I was legitimately falling asleep on my plate at the end. I was so tired, bro.
Yeah.
That's what you do when you're one of the best wrestlers in MMA, one of the best lightweights in MMA, and you're climbing the lightweight
man.
rankings. You know,
Bro.
that's what you do.
Yep. So, all right, yo,
Yeah.
I got to go. I got to call Christy. So,
All right, man.
You're the man, Gregor.
yeah, we'll talk soon and I'll actually come in at some point.
All right, sick. This is what we
All
do
right,
on the
I'll
podcast.
talk to you guys later.
It's a fun podcast.
Yeah,
stay-
yeah, we'll figure it out.
Stay in touch,
All right,
Gregor.
see you guys.
We're setting up the fishing trip. Oh, he hung up.
Yo, hang on. Christy was probably calling him like as or texting
No,
him.
he was getting beeps the whole time. I feel like so we got way more than he was even going to give us initially.
Yeah.
We had him too. So
Yeah.
and even that, the fucking upper echelon, like Ben Askren and Gregor are the only two people that were ever like, listen, I really got to go.
Yeah.
I got to go. And Ben Askren was like, my food's getting fucking cold. I got to go, and my wife's going to start bitching pretty much is what he was saying. I read between the lines. You know what I mean? That's what he was saying. And Gregor was just saying, like, yo, my girl's calling me over and over again. I got to go.
Oh, man, I'm so happy for him, man.
Us both knowing Gregor, you know him more than I do,
Yeah.
but me knowing Gregor over the years, like, for him to say what he just said, I was like, oh, shit. Like,
Yeah, this is breaking news
One
for
of my-
anybody.
One of my favorite things is, remember when Gregor used to write the lists? He used to come up with lists of why girls are undateable.
Well, he got these lists from Kyle Sermonera.
Oh, they were...
Yeah. Do you have any? Can you run any of those back? Do you remember any of them?
No. I remember a couple of them. I remember it was like a girl's undateable if she parties with her mom.
Yeah, that's up there. A girl. I think one was like a girl's undateable if she's like a hairdresser.
Well, yeah.
Was that one?
Hairdresser, bartender, things like that. Yeah.
Right.
It was actually a rough list. A rough list that had it like, oh shit, so pretty much every girl's kind of undateable.
Well, no, but it wasn't like what they said. It was like their reasoning behind it. You were like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's funny.
Oh no, Gregor used to deliver some gems.
Well, he gets a lot of his material from
CERM.
you know. But I mean, Gregor he's a very smart guy too. You know, he's got some good stuff.
And for everyone talking about CERM, that's Kyle Sermonara. Go back and listen. Remember, CERM was on. I forget which episode.
He was on like with the first 5, no?
One of the earlier ones.
Yeah.
We got to get CERM back on.
We gotta get him in studio.
Him and Blonfighter in studio.
Yeah.
Or do we got to get CERM by himself? Because then you know how it is when you're around your girl sometimes.
Right.
And you get like, you have to look at her before you tell a story and see what kind of mood she's in. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't.
CERM's not that dude, but you turn into that dude the more time you put in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, do I really want to fight with this bitch?
Yeah.
Do I really want to fight with this girl?
Right. Like, I don't want to get in the car and she's acting cool in studio, but as soon as we get in the car, World War III.
That was a funny story.
Oh yeah, you want to tell me more about that?
Don't talk about us in front of your friends. You know,
Yeah.
like that.
I don't care what show you're on. What we say is between us. I'm feeling froggy.
Make sure if we do anything froggy, make sure we pull the plug.
Right. No, let's try. Let's see.
Oh no, you got us. He's gonna totally.
Let's see why one of our good friends here at Menace and the Man moved to Las Vegas. Let's see if they're available. Let's just run it.
She's got a thing. She's got a hey, this is me. Yeah.
Yeah, said they weren't available, but is it?
We'll leave her a message.
Yeah. Is it 2-hour difference or 3-hour difference in Las Vegas?
3.
3.
She might be training for a world championship fight though, for all we know.
She could, right? Because
your call has been
carry the one.
Oh, I figured we were gonna leave her a message.
Oh. No.
Next time.
Yeah, whatever. We gotta watch it. I'm gonna go down the list.
Or do we want to recap UFC 235?
We can recap 235.
I'm fine with you praying. I'm fine with calling whoever.
Let's go one more.
Let's go one more.
And call's gonna be totally random. We're not gonna tell who we're calling.
Oh, now we're going random.
Yeah. So you didn't know who we're calling right now. You don't even know who's up. Hopefully I'm not waking him up.
What do you got? Oh, you might be.
No, he's
Yeah, you might be.
asleep?
Mm-hmm.
Nah.
It might be.
Do whatever you want, dude.
And yeah, he's not
Please leave your message.
I don't think he's partying either. He's like sleeping with his daughter
Right.
and the belt.
Yeah, we're gonna leave it right there. I like that.
We'll leave it right there. But yeah, UFC 235, who
okay.
we were just trying to call, was Usman.
Right. So
Even
quick.
this, for anyone listening and watching, you obviously, or if you're watching live, you know what time it is. But anyone who's going to listen in a later date, our show's a little bit late tonight. So we're the late show tonight. So we're calling people at a late time.
Yeah. on the East Coast.
We thought Gregor was tucked in already. You know, we thought he was in bed.
Well, he's got any chance he's having like?
He's out on the prowl.
You
What
think
were you going to say? Any chance he's having
You think
sex?
he's sexting?
Any chance he's having sex tonight?
He's having phone sex?
Any chance he's having sex tonight? I'm glad for Gregor, though, because even like, I remember even last time I asked him anything like that was probably maybe like a year ago at the gym or 2 years ago. Like even the last time I had a conversation with him about that, and I was like, "You doing anything dating wise?" He was like,
What?
"Yeah, no time. Why would I even waste my time? Like, why would I even give a girl? You know."
Now here's my brain's going right now is
He
like
must-
I said,
he must really like you if he's giving you his time.
for sure. Oh my God, yeah. That's
Yeah.
why he answered the phone call. But
No, I'm
prior,
saying
yeah.
I'm saying
No,
a girl.
I know.
But you
I was
too.
just kidding.
100%. Yeah.
But how did he meet her?
Ooh.
That's what my brain like. You have to be out and about to
We didn't
like.
ask that question.
Well, he will be on. Well, the thing is, let's say he comes on in 2 weeks. This could totally be a thing in the past, though. Like knowing Gregor, that could be like what, dude? That was 2 weeks ago.
Well, now is he still living in Wantola? Where's he living now?
I think he's in Massapequa now. Maybe.
Massapequa.
He might be. I'm not 1,000,000% sure.
Okay, so maybe he met her out to eat somewhere or something. or-
How do you meet someone out to eat?
Yeah, honestly, where did Gregor meet?
Gregor's
someone?
not going.
He's not that
Gregor's
guy.
not like, hey, what's up, beautiful?
Was he overwhelmed with the connection though? Where he was like, "Hi, I'm Gregor."
In my head, maybe if she was coming around the gym, I mean,
So now Gregor left us with questions. Like, we
yeah,
have questions
I got
for him
questions.
now. Yeah.
I
Damn.
have questions.
Damn.
I mean, I might go seek these out on my own, and then next episode, like, regurgitate them. Like, I couldn't hold on. I couldn't keep the secret.
Gregor's dating a girl. This is her name.
He said it.
Christy?
Yeah. I was like, whoa. I like how you started answering questions. Like,
Yeah.
he doesn't say things more than once.
No.
Yeah.
No. I like that though. We didn't go no fighting. We have to get Gregor in studio for fighting. He's like like he said, he's not.
He doesn't want to talk fighting.
Yeah, he's not. I just wanted to ask him about the Kevin Lee. That's the only thing that I didn't ask him.
Well, yeah, we can shoot one. Well, I mean,
Because-
the thing is, though, if you talk fighting with him,
They're doing UFC Rochester,
right?
so he's the given.
Yeah.
You know, right now, who else would that be? Who else is from up the Jones? But they're not gonna put him on a fight night or
Right, yeah.
ESPN Plus. They should if they want to really build the
Jones,
platform.
Aljo lived up that way for a little bit.
Yeah, but
Ithaca.
yeah, like they could put New York guys on it, but you know what I
Right.
mean. If they want the crowd like really popping
Yeah.
for the hometown guy, like when they announce he's from Freeport, they go Freeport, and then they go New York. They go yeah.
Right.
When they go, he's from where's Gregor from? Rochester, right? Isn't he from Rochester?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when they announce he's from Rochester, they go holy shit,
Oh yeah.
and then they go New York, and then they fucking scream even
Yeah.
more. So yeah.
And I've talked about this before, and I really genuinely think Gregor could be a world champion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like people are like, what about Khabib? I'm like, yeah, I don't. Okay,
So what's Khabib's strength?
wrestling.
Grappling, wrestling.
Right.
What the fuck is he gonna do to Gregor?
Hang on, he's not taking him down.
So even that's a thing. Like I remember even when I even if he does take Gregor down.
Hang on, let's back up. He's not taking
how
him
many
down.
I'm curious how many people in the gym have ever this Gregor. Like you said, I've trained with Gregor years ago. So maybe if I fucked him up years ago, yeah, it's
Right.
nothing to today.
I was trying to get you to bite on something. I was trying to get him like, what's there?
As soon as he gets Gregor on the phone, he's like, Gregor, I'm setting up a fight between you and Stanley. You know? Oh no, but I trained with Gregor from way back in the day. So yeah, like that was almost like a.
Well,
Yeah,
the thing is,
that
so-
was like, yeah, Gregor, remember when you didn't know anything and Stanley used to fuck
Right.
you up?
Right, that's it. Yeah.
Nah, but even like I'm not gonna be cocky, but yeah, when Gregor was good, I was still a good round for him. I've
Yeah,
fought
oh,
him
yeah,
still,
for sure.
you know? Yeah,
For sure.
Gregor respects me as far as
No,
that.
for sure, yeah.
But then Gregor probably doesn't respect my work ethic that I always smoke like weed.
Yeah.
you know all
yeah,
that.
No. Yeah. No,
But
he
nah,
doesn't.
Gregor's one of those. He's like a really good dude.
Yeah. But going back to Khabib's last fight that I remember him shooting was against Conor. Mm-hmm. And he was like shooting at his ankles.
Yeah.
Like that's exactly what, like when I shoot a low shot on Gregor below, like the only time I take that Gregor down, and even then it's a nightmare and I have the most takedowns in the featherweight division, is when I fucking blow through him. blow through him, and I have him
catch him with feints, and then
I have him airborne, and my hands are locked underneath his ass.
Yeah.
Even then, it's like,
Do you get the points? No, because he's like,
well, no,
it's a
I'm just
scramble.
talking about like if I secure the takedown, because it becomes a scramble when we hit the ground.
Yeah.
Like he's that good. Now, if you shoot below his knee, consider yourself taken down.
Yeah.
That's how he won a national title. A guy shot a high crotch on him. And the thing is, he puts you below his knee. You shoot a high crotch deep, he sits the corner and is already almost around you, and you're just trying to hang on to his calf. And he's the strongest man. Like, he could be doing a split and you're on the one leg and you're a full body, and he's like so strong where you're like, what the fuck?
I remember
he's
that.
crushing Khabib there, I'm telling
Like
you.
feeling that extra level of wrestling, like wrestling with like even D1 guys and being like, oh shit, this is a whole nother level of wrestling. And then Gregor's level of D1 wrestling. Like I remember the first time Gregor got in on a double against me and I like sprawled and he was like, no, you're not sprawling. You know, and he like lifted me
He
up.
sucked you back in.
He sucked me up in a weird way
Yeah.
and lifted me up in a weird way that I was like, that
Yeah.
shouldn't be possible. You know what I mean?
So I talk with other wrestlers that, wrestle Division One and are high level wrestlers. Like, Gregor actually doesn't shoot the proper way. Mm-hmm. But it fucking works for him.
Neither does
like his ass is out.
Does Burrows don't shoot the right way either? He shoots similar to Burrows.
Well, his hips are underneath of him, and he can. Well, what Jordan Burroughs can do that other people can't is he can generate so much power from like his knees being on the ground. Like he can be lower than any other person in the world and generate more power than any person in the world. So
like something that Askren does that I saw in that fight with Lawler that I know Gregor has too is the chain wrestling. Is like you have that too. You have really good chain wrestling where it's like first takedown, second takedown, third takedown, fourth takedown, got him. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like a lot of even D1 guys, like I'm gonna say Woodley even. Woodley didn't have that any of the fights I've seen with him. He kind of has like his takedown and maybe one or two chains and that's it.
Well, here's what happens with so these very high level wrestlers, they start getting mixed in with these MMA guys and that can't wrestle as well. So in practice, I don't have to string together 3 different shots to secure the takedown. We're in a Division I wrestling room, like, yeah, you do.
Yeah.
And it's got to be sharp.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, if I'm going with you, no offense, like, first shot, if I set up correctly, maybe I have to, like, just do something, chain something else together, and it's almost effortless because you've been on the first thing so hard.
Even
you
you being a D1 wrestler, you gave me a compliment once that I, like, stuck in my head. You told me that it took 3 attempts to get me down. And I was like, really? And I, like, remember turning to the flare and being like, you heard that? He said 3 attempts. Three, you know? Because I know that's what wrestling is.
Yeah, so
like your first shot is if the guy sucks, you got him on that first one. But if he's good, it's about what I do off of that. You know, like my chain wrestling, your reaction. All
so
that type
when
of
you're
shit.
training with guys that it doesn't require you to keep instilling that triple chain wrestling, you kind of lose it.
Well, now even we wanted to talk wrestling with Gregor. Like you, how do you feel? Like you underachieved with your wrestling, right? Like you probably beat guys that did better, like what's the word? Accolade was, you know what I mean?
Right.
And then you'd be like, fuck, like I should have fucking did what that guy did kind of thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So I forget who I was talking to. I think I was talking actually to I was talking to my college coach, and I said there were very few guys that I wrestled Division I that was like, man, you know what? He's just better than me, and there's nothing I could do.
Yeah. You always felt like you
in
were
that
in it.
match, or if I was wrestling that guy at that time, to beat him,
Yeah.
But for the most part, a lot of the matches that I lost after the match, I'm like, man, if I did this, or I tacked this a little harder, or I, double up on that shot, or I was, I could have won that match.
Well, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Over the years when I trained with you, I always thought that about you. Like, oh, Dennis fucking seems like he's better than your credentials were good at D1, and you're like,
but
I always thought like seems like he's better. Like
no.
Wade, for instance, too. Like, oh, he seems like he's better than his credentials.
Gregor, and this means a lot to me that Gregor would say this. He's a national champion. I remember watching Gregor, and he's the same age as me, do awesome. I was like, man, like, fuck, I want that, you know?
Yeah.
And I would do all the right things to try to do that. And Gregor has I don't think he's ever said it to me directly, but I heard it like through the grapevine that like if Dennis had another year of college, I think he could have been an All-American.
Yeah.
You know, which that's pretty huge. I mean, again, he's working with me in MMA. He sees my mindset in MMA and everything like that. So I mean, that's, you know.
But did the mindset change that much? You know, did you adapt like a tougher mindset for MMA? You probably have the same.
I mean, I think I was fucking really tough when I was in college.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you probably had that same mindset.
Yeah, but I mean, doing the right things though. I mean,
but
I
that's what I'm saying,
did.
like-
Hang on, I did the right things more than Gregor did.
I've wrestled other D1 guys that had 4-year rides, and I've been like, that guy wrestled D1.
Yeah.
That guy wrestled that
Yeah.
kid. That kid wrestled D1.
Yeah. So again, so those guys had full rides. I went on and earned a little bit of scholarship.
So me being a pothead, I always used to joke and say I wrestled D4. And then they'd be like, D4. I'd be like, yeah, 420, just D4. Like I'm a pothead. I just fucking lanky dude defending takedowns and shit. I just always had.
That's a shitty joke.
Well, no. Is there a D4?
No.
No. So there you go. I wrestled D4. People would ask me, I wouldn't say it blindly, after I wrestled with a really good guy, he'd be like, yo, did you wrestle before? And I'd be like, nah.
Well, no, you're definitely strong.
I wrestled D4.
There's two types of guys. There's two types of strength I like to call. There's guys that are just cock diesel, cock strong.
Cock strong, yeah.
They're just fucking like they're just it doesn't matter. They're like offensively strong. Then there are guys that are strong because they're scared. They're defensively strong.
Yeah.
You're stronger on defense than you are on offense.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was always very defensive.
Yeah. I'm probably stronger on offense than I am on defense.
So did you prefer a top position or a bottom position there, Menace?
In wrestling.
I thought we were talking. I was like, whoa.
You're like, whoa, what are we doing?
I'm good everywhere. We talked about
You're
this.
part of the interview.
Well, I mean, in wrestling, you always want to be on top because that's where you're closest to pinning a guy.
Right, you're in the more dominant position.
Yeah. Now, when like let's say it's in between periods and like, hey, Dennis, you want to go top, bottom, or prefer or neutral? I'm usually going down.
Because you want that escape
I'm
point.
I'm explosive and when we get Gregor on again, I forget who he was talking about. It's a mindset on getting out.
Do you prefer to escape or do you prefer to reverse?
The escape, I think.
Yeah.
Because I want to get up, get the 1 point, and then take him down and get 2 points. Now I'm up 3 versus the reversal, which is just 2, and now maybe this guy can get up and get 1.
No, I understand the sport. High school wrestling here, but yeah,
Right.
always curious because a lot of people find themselves uncomfortable on bottom, but it's almost like they're gonna give you 1 point anyway. So I mean,
Right. When I wrestled in high school, I would tilt the guys up a lot and go for pins and stuff like that. But in college, man, it was very, very hard for me to hold guys down. And I felt like I was using more energy, trying to keep. I mean, I would keep a guy down. So in college, you get a riding point, where if you hold them for anything over a minute, you get a point.
Right.
Now, there's riding time. So let's say I hold you down, stand for 60 seconds, right? And then you get on top of me, you take me down, and you hold me down for 1 second. I don't get a point anymore.
that's 59 seconds.
And
Yeah.
that's college wrestling.
Yeah. So there's a riding point, right? So it could be 0-0, but I have a riding time on you, and I win 1-0
Yeah.
because I held you down. So that's big, So yeah, I mean, my goal was just to try to get that point and then just start getting takedowns on top of that when I wrestled. Cut a guy and just get him tired and stuff like that, Now, Gregor's thing was he would take you down, grab your fucking wrist, and you weren't getting that wrist back, and he would tilt you up.
You know what it was too when I always would go with Gregor? I learned that early. You know how you do a lot of rounds with someone? So I learned that early. Like Gregor's game is around my wrist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So once I was like, nope, my arms are always fucking,
Yeah.
my arms are
Yeah.
never here. My arms are always out there. Like,
Now, that does two things, especially in MMA. If your hands are out in front of your face, you can't block him from hitting you.
yeah. Well, I'm saying when he would be on my hips trying to take my back.
But as soon as he starts hitting you, you bring your hands closer to your face. Now he can grab
Grab
them,
my wrist,
and he'll tuck them to your hip, where now it's 2-on-1. You
Yeah.
have one wrist and you're trying to block punches with your other hand.
But even back to that, like people say, like, what about Khabib? What about Khabib? If you put Khabib and Gregor in a wrestling room, Khabib would be like, hey man, can you show me that thing? Show me, you know, whatever my bad Khabib accent, but he would be saying like, you know, like DC does that. Show me that. You know what I mean? He wouldn't be like, oh, I fucked you up, Gregor. I don't think. I think Gregor would win. Gregor would win him. If they went 10 for 10 in takedowns, Gregor would win.
Oh yeah, for sure.
8-2, 9-1.
Yeah, something like that.
Maybe he weird sambo trips Gregor
Something
once
like
or
that.
twice, but I think Gregor fucking mauls him.
Something like that.
Yeah. I can't see anyone out wrestling Gregor because just Gregor, like you said, even if you do take Gregor down, Gregor's scrambling ability, similar to Robbie Lawler slamming Askren. Like
Right.
Askren's scrambling ability is ridiculous.
Right.
You know, eventually all he needs is to get your leg in this, and he's
Yeah.
gonna get there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, there's a few guys that are good for Gregor's psychology. I think I'm one of them. You
Yes.
know?
I think
because when his last fight was supposed to be against Clay Guida originally.
Guida's gonna fight BJ Penn now.
Really?
Man, you didn't hear it? I was gonna text you and be like, man, you could have fought BJ Penn.
Shouting out to that Facebook Live question.
Yeah. But even that, why was that a Facebook Live question? I didn't see it.
Yeah. Is BJ Penn coming back?
But I didn't like. Why would he fight Clay Guida?
I don't know.
I don't think he'd beat Clay Guida right now. Not the BJ I've seen. Clay Guida's gonna fucking maul him. Clay Guida's looked good his last few fights. He changed camps. He's at Alpha Male now.
Right. Clay Guida was originally supposed to fight Gregor.
Yeah.
Like it was slated.
Yeah.
And then he got hurt.
Yeah. I'd throw myself down a flight of stairs if I had to fight Gregor in public. You know what I mean? I'm like,
No, but so I mean, Gregor reached out to me like, "Hey, guess who I'm fighting?" I was like,
Yeah.
"I already heard. You heard you're fighting because I heard through Kyle." And you know, I just kind of like, "Oh man, you're gonna crush him." And there are key people for Gregor that he needs to hear these things from.
Yeah.
I'm up there.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I know there's Serm. I'm sure there's Keith. And I would say you're definitely up there. And even
LaFleur's up there high.
LaFleur's definitely up there,
Yeah.
too. Well, like I was saying, we were saying before we went on air with when we were talking about Hugh, who we're both probably, or I'm going to try to make it out there. I know you're going to corner tomorrow.
What do you mean you're gonna try? What do you mean?
Or I'm going to ride. We'll figure it out once we get out of here. I got to figure out the times and whatnot. But like you are you might put pressure on too. Like, you know, I wouldn't want to let you down. Hugh might not want to let you down. But like LaFleur puts that pressure on someone of like, I really don't want to let LaFleur down. So
Right.
it's like the big brother type thing.
Right.
Where you're like just the fucking hype man. Like, I've been here. You're right. You know, like.
No, I'm not. I'm very real with the fighters, and I won't work with a guy if I don't really truly believe, or if I can see in their own eyes that they don't believe. Like, all right, like I'm going through the motions.
I remember
know?
one New York Fight Exchange. I got there late, and as soon as I got there, everyone, even the
Yeah.
people that weren't fighting, looked like they were ready to kill someone.
Yeah.
And I was like, "What the fuck? Why is everyone so tense?" And they were like, and I think Michelino or someone was like, "Dennis just gave a really good pre-fight speech to everybody." And
Yeah,
I was
so-
like, "Really? That good?"
Yeah.
You
So
know?
my
Everyone won that night.
yeah. So my jiu-jitsu coach was like, "Hey man, you want to come corner these guys with me?" I'm like, "All right, cool." So I got not one, but 2 energy drinks. I was like, all right, fucking on. And I had been working with a mental coach a little bit, and I kind of regurgitated like what he kind of, you know, said to me. But the difference between me and the mental coach is that I have actually fucking fought in a cage before.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm taking some of his things and putting my own little spin on it.
Real life application spin on it. Yeah.
Like, you know, like for example, like, hey, do you have, you know, how you feeling right now, dude? You got some butterflies? And they'd be like, you know, some of them, no. Like, don't fucking lie to me. It's good if you do. Don't listen. You're not being tough right now. Like, I need you to be honest with me. Cause look, I will fucking whoop your ass, and before I fight, I get butterflies, bro. Like, if I was fighting you right now, I might have butterflies, even though I know I will kill you. And it's your body knows what's about to go down.
Yeah, it's that
like you
defense-
train
yeah.
for this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like this is like you know what's about to happen. You're not, even though you might convince yourself like, yes, I'm a champion. Like no, your body knows what's about to go down, and you're going to enter that cage, and you've only been in that cage once or twice, or maybe this is your first time, so you don't know what to expect. So that cage to you is danger. It's fear.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I remember speaking with one of my sports psychologists, and I was like, hey, man, like, I get nervous sometimes that I'm not nervous going out there. He's like, well, it's because you're becoming more and more comfortable with it, you know? And I'm like, all right. He's like, so you got to kind of fire something else up. So, but like, you know, I tell some of these guys is those nerves, man, they're ready. You're ready to go. The reason that that you feel that in your stomach, you are ready to go. If you didn't feel that, then I'd be like, I don't tell you, bro.
You're in trouble. You shouldn't
Yeah.
be in
So be honest with me right now and tell me you feel that. And like, yeah, I do. All right, cool. That's good. We're good here. You know, and I took it deeper. I could go on for like another 20 minutes about like, you know, what I say to people.
But no, I've heard it before a little bit. I feel like Dennis could be a good motivational speaker.
So I was driving Hugh McKenna. I'm cornering him tomorrow night. He's one of my training partners to Stroudsburg, and we did some mental work. So what I did with him is I did visualizations of every aspect of fight day, starting from the hotel room. So Hugh, you know, we got a couple hours until we head to the arena or the fight. It's me, you, Greg, hanging out in the room. What's the energy like? How you feeling? Now, are you happy and we're all joking, have a good time? Are you stone cold, killer? Or are you resting? What is, like, go there. Pick one of the three and go there and visualize that. Next. All right. Because something happens when you're leaving the hotel room and you're about to head to the fight.
Yeah.
Family and friends are there. They're hugging, kissing you as if you're going off to war and they're not going to see you for months. And, like, you might not come back. That's what it's like.
Yeah.
This is real life. But even though, like, I'm going to see you in a couple hours, but this is like the...
I'll see you in like 16 minutes.
No,
you know,
but this is...
minutes.
No. When you're heading to the arena.
Oh, yeah. Beforehand.
So, like, dapping up your brother or your loved one or your mom and dad, like, they give you this hug and this kiss, like, that might be the last time they hug and kiss you. So the energy in the room changes, you know? And if you mentally prepare for that, so when it does happen, it doesn't zap your energy or emotionally make you disturbed.
Yeah.
Or change your energy levels, you know? So visualizing it, and so when it does happen, it's like, I've already done this. Okay. Next, you know what I mean? It doesn't change your shit, you know? But it is a very, like, it's kind of emotional when you leave the hotel room and head to the fight. Mm-hmm. I love you. Good luck. And it's just like, you know, you're taking in things that people might say that, like, might, like, break a leg, but not you. You know, like, all right, like, relax. You know, it's weird.
So now here's a question I've always asked people, and now I fucked with this when I used to compete. What point do you click in?
So
you know what I mean by that,
everybody's
right?
different.
Yeah.
So the thing is what I did with Hugh is I want him to play out what makes the most sense for him. You know what I mean? So from when we leave
Hugh's the perfect example because I feel like he's fighting to find that.
Yeah.
Like,
so when we leave the room and we're heading to the fight, what's the energy? Are we goofing around in the hallways? Are we stone cold where if someone looks you in the eyes, like they're gonna feel uncomfortable and scared? Are we just quiet and listening to music and just saving energy? What is it? You know? And then once you get into your workout room of the arena, are you going to sleep because your body knows what the fuck's about to happen and you're just conserving energy and just storing all the carbs and energy and oxygen in your muscles? Are you goofing around just to, you know, relieve the mind that you're about to go into a fucking serious war? Or are you stone cold and you're fucking just getting amped, you know? And then the workout. How's the workout? Are you just barely hitting the mitts? Are you fucking simulating a real fight in the back? Or again, are you just goofing off and just having fun? Because at the end of the day, if you're having fun, it doesn't zap your energy, you know? From there, Hugh, you're up next. When they say you're up next, you're going out. Something kind of like, fuck, there's this point of no return where it's go time.
Yeah, but even like there, like it's almost fight or flight right there. Like, all right, so I'm gonna go out there and not be focused and get fucked up, or just have a weird performance, or I'm gonna go out there with the tunnel vision and put it
Right.
together.
So when what you just said has never gone through my mind.
you know how to compete.
Right.
You grew up competing.
Right,
So
but
you
some people-
you go tunnel vision.
Yeah, but some people that, like you said,
Yeah.
that might be, oh man, I might get crushed out here. That
Bro,
can't
the,
be.
the last time I fought, that's what, like I said to earlier before we started the show, when I used to compete, I didn't give a fuck about the crowd. Do you know what I thought about? What Dennis thought about my performance, because I train with Dennis every day.
Right.
Like before I went out and fought, I went like, oh shit, like
Right.
I got to win this fight because the Flair is going to think I'm a pussy if I lose.
Yeah,
You know,
so
like shit like that goes through your head.
So the mental aspects of this is a very, like, for example, like if I was in your corner and I sat with you the day before your fight, and then I was in your corner of the fight, like I promise you're gonna put a whole nother
Yeah.
Stan the Man than anyone's ever seen in their life.
And then you know what the funniest thing is? You think about all that shit, and then the real thought that they have is like, nah, man, you did good. It fucking happens.
Right.
You got it happens. You know.
Right,
You
right.
went out there and it.
well, the thing is the general tough guy,
Yeah.
right? I'm my own man. No one, I know what I think, and I'm badass. Like, bro.
Well, even
Imagine you had someone else telling you're a badass,
That's-
and then you got behind that idea that you're a badass,
And you got that- and you got that
No.
fucking-
You truly believed it.
yeah.
You know?
Well, that's what you need is that affirmation, like that confidence.
Right.
That's how you build confidence up.
Yeah.
Like Mike Tyson was not confident. He was insecure, a little kid. Customato built up that confidence where he
Right.
thought he was the best in the world.
Right.
And then when people stopped saying that to him, or there were just yes men around him, and he started doubt creeped in a little bit, and he was like, wait, but what if I'm not, and I could just fucking
Yeah.
half-ass it and fucking blah blah blah, and then
Yeah.
eventually caught up with him.
So with fighting or with most sports, it's important that you have somebody that you kind of look up to
Yeah.
behind you, supporting you, you know? Because I know, like, I remember one time, my manager was like, "You're gonna be the best you've ever been tonight." And I was like, you know what? Like, I feel like you're just telling me that because you want me to feel that.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like he truly knew that or believed that, because he hadn't watched me train, because he lives in California, but he was there fight night. So like, for someone to tell me like, "Yo, you're gonna be the best you've ever been tonight," but you haven't seen me train, it's
Like, dude, you don't even really know what's going on. I could be
you don't.
I could have a broken foot right now.
Right.
Like, you don't even know what the fuck's going on.
But like what you said about like this creeping on you, instead of like, yeah,
Yeah.
I am.
Well, even-
like I second guess, like, well, I think he's just saying that to make me feel good.
That's why I asked, when do you click in?
Right.
Because I had that problem when I fought last time. Was I did all the visualization, and then I visualized when my entrance music hits. Because I talked to a bunch of fighters, and they said when the entrance music hits, that's when you'll kind of click in and you'll be ready to go. So I kind of had that in my head. Like once I start walking out, I'll get in the fucking mode. And that never happened. I pretty much just got put in the cage and like, your fight's up next. They played some other song.
That wasn't your song.
Wasn't my song.
Ooh, that's huge.
And I walked out to the cage by myself and was like, all right, my team's with me. And then I went for the thing. And then they went, where's your team? And I turned around and Depot and D'Angelo were still warming up Darren. So I went, they were coming, and the official, because I'm just the fucking fighter, the official went, go get him. So I turned around, I ran back to the locker room, got Depot, and I was like, yo, I'm up now. My fight's up now. Then they walked out. They restarted the wrong song. So then I went, oh shit, like I had a whole little mental fuck. And then I went, but I should have been able to overcome it. You know what I mean?
That's tough, dude. Hang on, Stan. I make fun of you all of the time.
Yeah.
I'm being honest, like.
Yes and no. I should have been.
Well, I mean, when.
With my toughness experience, the fact, all that, I should have been able to overcome it, but I let that little.
Well, you had some. Like, you had shit you had to overcome.
In a sport,
on top of.
In a sport that's 99% mental. 99% mental.
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, maybe 90-10, but like really fucking mental.
Not having, I'm being 100. Not having my corner behind me walking out, I would have been like,
oh no, it was like,
what?
And then I remember when I first got in the cage doing the walk around and thinking like, man, there's so many places I'd rather be right now.
Yeah.
And then I was too conscious, and I was looking out, and I could see people. Like, I remember being like, oh, Lito. Hey, what's up, Lito? You know, thinking in my head, like, seeing everybody. And then right before the fight start, my ankle was blown out, so I was in a lot of pain. And I remember everyone saying, adrenaline, you'll be fine. Right before they were like, you good? I went, man, my ankle. I feel my ankle. Like, it does. I don't feel adrenaline. And then the referee went, you good? You good? And I remember when we both put hands up, I went, oh, shit. I should have been thinking about the fight.
Yeah.
Like, I was thinking about everything but the fight.
Hang on. So your body, I'm going to run like your body was numb, but every other sense that you didn't need was almost on fire.
Yeah. Well,
Like
even
you
that,
probably,
like,
if someone was eating like a hot dog, you probably like,
yeah.
you got relish on there?
All I needed was someone to be like, Stanley, go fuck this kid up.
Right.
Fist fight.
Yeah.
Go fuck this kid up.
Yeah.
I had, like, I'm the ring
Now,
announcer. I'm kind of friends with the kid. I'm like, I don't want to hurt. When we went like this, too, I don't want to hurt you. Like, I really don't want to hurt this kid. That's the first thing I thought. And then I went, oh, shit, I should have been thinking about the fight and thinking about hurting this kid.
Now, on the same token, had you known No Way was coming out behind you, that's a whole different click.
I would have been fine, yeah.
Yeah.
I would have been like the Ultimate Warrior running out before everybody. Yeah. It was the commotion, definitely threw me off. You know what it was? I know.
And it's your first fight ever.
I did kickboxing fights before.
But
And the thing is, fighting. Focus. You have to focus. Once you lose focus and start thinking about the stupid shit, that's an easy way to fucking slide into a punch.
yeah. So back to Hugh McKenna real quick while we went over like the warm up. Then I actually wanted him to visualize his walk from the locker room to the cage, all the way to the cut man putting, Vaseline on him. How are you feeling? Because sometimes you walk out to a crowd and it could be a little overwhelming. Now, are you going to embrace everybody cheering your name and yelling you and fucking doing high fives and maybe the one guy booing you or fuck you? Or are you total tunnel vision to the octagon? Are you totally zoomed in? Or are you, maybe you have your own headphones on, you're listening to a song. What song are you listening to?
Well, even that. Yeah, that's a big thing I would say, too, is tunnel vision. For a fight, you have to be
Well,
tunnel
hang
vision.
on. I'm not saying any. Well, the thing is, all the options I gave to him aren't wrong or right.
Yeah. He has to find his own path. Yeah.
Right.
He has to find his own path.
Now, I wouldn't give him the option of, like, are you scared?
Well, were you tunnel vision? I feel like you seem like the tunnel vision type. Like you weren't taken in the crowd.
My last fight, I was tunnel vision.
But
There have been fights where I'm slapping hands with people. Well, the thing is these things that I'm giving to Hugh to visualize, I didn't visualize them for myself, and I remember them kind of zapping me in one way or shape or form as I was going out or doing these things.
even that, I feel like everything changes and everything is whatever you make of it until you step foot into the cage. And that's when it gets like not real, but like, all right. And that's what I'm asking. Like, when you're in the cage, are you thinking tunnel vision, or are you looking out in the crowd and going, "Oh shit, Chuck Zito, Dana White"? Your tunnel vision. You're thinking.
Oh my God! Well, no, it's
you're thinking jab. Like your game plan type shit.
Well, sometimes I do like. Sometimes it's different fights have had different. Because I remember when I was fighting Feely, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna stare right through this motherfucker, and I'm not taking my eyes off him. I'm going to beat him before the fight. I'm going to just glare at him. I'm not taking.
You had enough fights to play with things.
Yeah. And there were some fights where I looked down and I just like was worrying about my feet, and just there were a lot of fights where I just like, how do I look on the jumbotron? I look pretty good. I look ripped. I look strong. Like, all right, cool. Like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck this guy up. Like, almost like, because for me, I get hyped up looking in the mirror. And I play like games with so like if I can scare myself and look scary to myself in the mirror, like, yo, I do not want to fight that guy, that gets me pumped up. Is that crazy? Well, no, because Algieri posted a picture of him like fucking mean mugging himself in the mirror.
Fainting at yourself in the mirror?
No, not fainting, just like.
And then when you faint, you go, oh, whoa.
Well, no, it's more like some confirmation when you talk to yourself. Like, it's a very honest thing, Like, if you're talking in the mirror and you're showing this like timid, you're scared, you can see that yourself.
Well, even like you said, Algieri is one of those guys who has a mantra.
Right.
You know, he has championship lifestyle. Like, he
Yeah,
probably hits the
yeah.
bag when he's fatigued. That's where he goes.
Yeah.
You know, like, I'm a
Yeah.
fucking champion.
Yeah.
I got this.
Yeah. And then
It's so mental.
Yeah,
Like,
so-
that you started seeing a, what is it, sports psychologist?
yeah.
That's like, you know, because you know from 20 fights in, like, fuck, this shit's so fucking mental.
Yeah.
Like, I could show up on this night and hit this guy with a flying knee and a 2-piece and it'd be done in 13 seconds. Or it goes, 15 minutes. Like,
Yeah.
it's weird how fucking fighting really works out.
Yeah. And like, even like my nutritionist is almost like a fucking, like when I was fighting at 45 was like my sports psychologist. Cause like, am I going to make the weight? Yep. You're good. You're golden. All right, cool. So I looked at the scale. It looked a little high for my liking, but you're telling me I'm going to make it? Cool.
Algeria you're talking about.
Algeria or Tony Ricci.
Oh,
yeah.
Tony is saying too.
Yeah. So, with Hugh, like stepping up those steps into the cage, what are you going to do once you get in there? Are you going to run around the ring? Are you going to pace? Are you going to just look to your corner and have us talk to you? Do you want water on there?
If I ever get my shit together and fight again, that's where my visualization is going to start. From the steps when I walk up. And I do this and then go in. That's where my visualization is going to start.
Well, I'm telling you, I think you need the whole, everything I'm telling you is good.
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
The whole, like almost like half a day.
But then what if you miss a step?
Well,
What if something happens like what happened with me, and then your whole visualization board, the whole visualization process goes out the window, and then you're stuck going, all right, I got to fight. I got to fucking rely. I remember thinking I have to rely on experience right now.
Well, I mean, I think communication with your team and all those things will.
Yeah, well, I definitely had that lapse in that fight.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you what was going on, why they weren't there. Maybe there must have been a miscommunication.
No, there was a big miscommunication.
Yeah.
Two fights got scrapped, and then me and Darren were supposed to be apart, and then we got put fight after fight. You know what I mean? So they were warming up Darren when I was like, all right, I'm cool, I'm good, I'm ready, I'm waiting for them to,
Right.
you know? Yeah.
I think
you know how the amateur shows
now
are.
the thing is, yes, things might go not exactly how you envision them because you like when you're getting ready for a fight, I think it's important to visualize some worst case scenarios in those fights and how you're going to deal with that adversity. And as the fight gets closer, you start making that fight more, pitch perfect.
Yeah.
So I talked to him about, hey man, like once you get in there, like what are you going to feel? Like make that feeling happen through your body as you're visualizing it. And we did this all the way to the drive to weigh-ins today.
Oh, yeah.
Then I had him do the first round in his head. I kind of said some things about, first round. He did another visualization for the second round. I told him some things in between rounds. Third round, then what's it feel like to win, and so on and so forth. I think all these things are, visualization is huge.
And yeah, he's got all the talent, Hugh.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys. Like, you put him in the gym. I've seen him in the gym with, I'm not going to name names, but I've seen him in the gym with UFC guys that have winning records in the UFC, and me stand back, because I help manage you a little bit, but I'll like stand back and be like, I think you just won that round. And then see the second round and be like, wow, Hugh just fucked him up that round, Like, skills are there. He just needs to figure out how to put it all together in the fight.
Yeah.
He's a beast.
Hugh McKenna. You can find him on Instagram at Hugamungus Rex or something like that, right?
Yeah. And even if you're not a big fight fan, he's a good dude, so.
But,
is he a vegan or something like that?
No, he's not.
He's a hipster. That's what he is.
Yeah, he's a hipster. So we're driving, and I did all this stuff with him. He's like, dude, you're really good at this. Like, have you ever thought about doing this?
Mental coach. Like, motivated.
He's like, you're really good.
Yeah, you're really good.
And I was like, thanks, man. I just kind of laughed it off, I hang on. Next week, we'll find out how good I am.
Why? What are you doing?
I'm gonna corner Hugh tomorrow night.
Oh yeah, we'll find out tomorrow. So we'll find out tomorrow. We'll do some live streaming and shit. We're
gonna come on.
Yeah, and talk about it.
Talk about the
all right.
fight.
Let's get Joe out of here. Let's do like 5 minutes on UFC 235.
235, yeah.
So Askren, Robbie Lawler, that seems to be the talk of everything.
Yeah.
Have you ever finished anyone with a bulldog choke like that?
In the gym?
In the gym.
All
in
the time.
practice, all the time. So that's like a movie.
I actually went. So with fighting, sometimes you get in this like little. You start looking for certain things, and I remember against the wall.
Looking for that bull against the cage.
Looking for because
possibly.
they wouldn't let me go around the one way, so I'd climb the wall, and I'd end up in front of them in a bulldog.
Yeah.
And I was choking dudes out for like, I don't know, probably 3 weeks with them. I'm like, oh, man.
Like, it's weird. It's ironic that it wound up being a bulldog choke because the first bulldog choke that I saw was Robbie Lawler's first coach, Pat Miletich, get caught by Carlos Newton way back in the day. And Pat Miletich was my first jiu-jitsu coach's, like, MMA coach, you know what I mean? When he left Henzo's, he went to Miletich's. So when I saw Miletich get beat by a bulldog choke, I was like, oh, so a fucking headlock's a fucking jiu-jitsu move? You know what I mean? Like, if it's applied effectively in the right way. And then I played with it and saw, like, oh, shit, it's a real fucking move.
Yeah.
Like, Robbie Lawler was dead to rights there, I think. People are saying, like, complaining. I think when Robbie Lawler, I'd have to ask him and be like, Robbie, can you be candid? And I don't know if he would, but, like, that was a moment where he jumped up upset because he didn't get what a fighter wants, which is to be put to sleep or tap. You know what I mean?
Right.
He got, like, that warriorness stolen from him in a sense to where it's like, no, I wasn't. You fucking made. What do you think I tap? You know, like he flipped out about that.
Now, I think it was like my fourth pro fight. I was fighting this guy, and I was going out the back door. I had shot low on him, and he was like, I was going out the back door. I was coming up, and he put me in a reverse triangle, right? So I'm in this reverse triangle. I'm like, you don't have anything here. So I stand up, and I slam him. When we slam and hit the ground, it gets fucking way tighter. And I go, oh, shit, this isn't good, right? I go out. I'm out cold. But I had this weird thing about me where I guess if I'm unconscious, I keep moving.
Yeah.
The fight doesn't get stopped. I come back too.
You do have that weird thing. Whether you're punched or submitted, yes, you do have that weird thing.
I come back too, right? In this fight, I come back too. Stand up again, like the Hulk Hogan, like, right? Slam him again, right? We break, the round ends, and I remember like standing up and being like, where the fuck's my corner? And you see in the video like me walking the wrong way and just being like, oh, my corner's over here. And then like grab me like, you all right? And I'm like, no, like I was out. And here's why I know I was out. I was daydreaming. I was skipping in a field of daisies.
But now, if the referee said something to you, you would have been like, I'm fucking fine. Or would you have been
I mean, I came back. I think the guy readjusted the lock, and that's where I came back. I mean, maybe
well,
I was...
even that, I heard Ben Askren say that, or someone say that, and then Ben Askren say, yeah, that's what happened. That's such a real thing. Where you have
as
someone,
soon as the blood gets like
as soon as they readjust, you go, "Oh shit, yeah, that's a real thing." Like,
yeah, so I think that could have been the case there, where
with Lawler, yeah,
you know, he was out, but as soon as he like released, like boom, he's right back to life.
Yeah. Like he was to me.
I lived it. I've done it.
You watched. That's what I was gonna say. Like, I asked if you ever finished anyone with that choke, because I've finished people with that choke. I've seen people finish with that choke. I've played with that choke extensively and been like, oh, it's a real fucking. So old school headlock is a real thing. And then you watch videos of Ben Askren crushing fucking watermelons. I
saw that.
I Googled what it takes.
Yeah, he wasn't getting out.
It's either 320 or 350 pounds of pressure it takes to crush a watermelon. So he was not getting out.
Yeah.
So you know, like Gregor or Askren, if they grab your wrist, they own your wrist. That's wrestler's grip.
Yeah.
It's their grip.
Yeah.
You're gonna tell me that grip was going anywhere? Askren could hold that for probably 45 seconds.
Hang on.
At least.
Whoa, I'm saying 15 minutes.
But you know what I mean? Like, 40, you're not gonna...
I mean, not at 300 and something pounds, but he can hold it for 15 minutes where you're not getting out.
Would 350 break your jaw? Even, like, I would think it might dislocate your jaw. Like, that's fucking freakish shit. You know what I mean? That's like freakish strength right there.
Yeah.
So, a lot of people saying, like, I'm the biggest Robbie Lawler fan. I don't want to see
How
him
much
lose.
time was left in the round?
A minute and, like, 20 or a minute and 40. People tried to say, like, oh, he would have been okay. Nah. He's a warrior, and he wanted to go out on his shield, and Herb Dean took that away. That's what I felt it was.
And then there's some dopeness between him, like, standing up, be like, yo, you fucking serious? And Herb Dean be like, yo, man, like, I thought you were, like, legit out. And then him taking a second and going back, like, listen, man.
My bad. Yeah, you're good. Yeah.
Yeah, you're still a fucking dope ref. It is what it is.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Robbie Lawler's the guy.
Yeah, he's dope.
He doesn't talk shit about you.
Yeah.
He doesn't. He's like the.
Now, Dana's like, hey, I want to run it back.
Ben don't want that.
And like, yo, I'm with Ben.
I'm with Ben 100%. I don't want that.
Well, no. Like, I already beat the man due to Nevada State Commission rules.
Well, even like Dana tried to say, and I love Dana, but Dana tried to say that you don't pop up like that if you weren't getting, like if you got choked out, you don't pop up like that.
Right.
What do you think was gonna happen though? You know what I mean? Like Herb stopped the fight because his arm went limp, and thought he was gonna get choked out because Herb knew what was eventually going to happen.
Right.
Herb jumped in frantically and stopped the fight because he knew eventually.
Well, he did grab his arm and like gave a lift, and like his arm went down.
But even like, you know how sometimes you said like, remember
Like
when
if you grab my arm, I gotta be like.
But like the judges in the Feely fight, like you said, they possibly, or we felt like they maybe scored his takedowns more because he was taking you down. I think maybe Herb Dean knew Ben Askren. You know what I mean? Like the judges that time knew you, so they knew how to. Herb Dean knew Ben Askren, so he knew the grip, he knew the situation. He was like, "Bro, you're fucked right now, Robbie Lawler." Like, you know what I mean? Like he moved in.
I think the visual, his
no,
arm going limp.
I'm saying all those factors.
From our angle,
the visual,
dude was done.
The limp arm, the visual, the fact that you choke, the fact that it's Ben Askren choking the fucking guy.
Right.
Like
that's as a ref, you can get in there and get weird. He got down on his back like a mechanic and looked underneath.
So now you would ask, you know this, you can't touch. They tell you not to touch, right? The referees,
right.
They're not supposed to touch you.
Right.
Once they touch you, the fight's over.
Right.
That's what they say. So, Herb.
Herb checked for an arm.
Fucked up there. He did. He should have just let it go.
Well, his rule. Hang on. All right, Stan, you're the ref. How are you doing it?
I'm letting the guy get put to sleep.
He looked like he was asleep to his eyes.
I'm letting the guy get put to sleep.
For how long? Because when you're asleep for so long, let's say you're choking me, I pass out, and you continue to choke me. You're just murdering brain cells.
Instead of grabbing, I'm doing what you said. Instead of grabbing the wrist, I'm sliding under and making eye contact with Robbie and saying, "Are you good? Are you good?"
Well, on the same token, like, what if Robbie doesn't see you, bulls forward, and now they're on top of you?
Then I'm stopping them. Then I get what you mean.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's definitely a tough spot, but I think just let the fight go a little bit. And yeah, people say the safety and all that, but
that's their only job, and to call the fight. But with the asterisk being over, like, safety.
It's a slippery slope because there's no definitive answer, or maybe there is a medical definitive answer on how long being deprived of oxygen you get to brain damage or something. You know what I mean?
There's science behind it.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. What's the number? Maybe the referees need to learn that number and be like,
Well, for every second it increases like times something,
I don't know.
Because I remember, I forget.
You've been put to sleep before?
Yeah, but not like, I forget who Uriah Faber was fighting, and he choked somebody out, but the ref couldn't see that he was out.
Yeah.
And the guy's face was against the cage, and I think his arm was down, and like, I remember watching and be like, yo.
Well, Jon Jones Machida is my favorite example.
Well, it was visible he went limp. I think Uriah had this guy asleep, and no one's pulling me off of him, so I'm holding on to it.
Well, no, yeah, yes and no. Yes in the Uriah situation, but yes and no in the Jon Jones. You didn't know Machida was sleeping. Who was the ref? Either Herb Dean or Big John saw that he wasn't defending after 13 seconds, and then he went in there to look, and then saw he was a dead weight and fucking broke it. And then Jon Jones just went, and dropped the dead body.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the medical aspect has to come into it and help the referees figure out how long of a choke. But then I think, it's a weird. I come from jiu-jitsu. I've been choked out.
I think they probably already know.
No, they don't clearly.
Are you sure?
Maybe medically, but I'm saying Herb Dean didn't know. Herb Dean jumped in and said, "You're out." You know what I mean?
So according to an MMA Junkie article, talking to Dr. Johnny Benjamin, he says that you can be choked out between 8 and 10 seconds of losing oxygen to the brain, but permanent brain damage won't occur until 4 or 6 minutes of sustained.
Yeah, come on.
However, that's still kind of contested and may depend.
Nah, that's
hang on.
So science just proved it out.
Whoa. He said major brain damage. I'm just saying
major permanent brain damage.
Yeah, major. I'm saying brain cells being wiped out. I mean, we have what, billions, or we have a shit ton.
I think it's billions, but
I've seen hundreds of people get put to sleep in my time doing jiu-jitsu. And
Yeah.
no one ever woke up and was like, I'm dumber than I
Whoa,
was.
whoa.
Hang on. We're saying get put out, be out, and then the guy holding it.
Yes, but I'm saying that
You've never seen that in jiu-jitsu.
I have.
All right, you've seen a guy been put out, and then the guy held it for 45 seconds?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
I would actually say Phil Baroni versus Pete Sell, and I'd have to look up the referee in that fight. But
And hang on. Okay.
Phil-
Point and case. Look at both of those guys.
Phil went limp. Yes, when Phil went limp and like started almost convulsing, and the referee didn't get in there. Then when Pete Sell like put a butterfly hook in and like Phil went limp and like rolled him over, and Phil's face was purple. Mario Yamasaki was the referee, I think.
Oh, it was a fight.
It was a fight.
Oh.
He then went in and like touched Phil.
I thought this was like training.
And Phil was out cold, and he touched Phil, and Phil woke up and was in a deep choke, and then kind of like tapped. Like, didn't really tap. He was like in dreamland and tapped. Because then when he came to, he was like, what happened? And they were like, you tapped. He was like, I didn't tap. I don't tap. What are you talking about? I don't fucking tap.
Pete Sell's actually a nasty jiu-jitsu dude, right?
Yeah.
He's a black belt, no?
Yeah. Under Matt, I believe.
I rolled with him one time.
Did you? He's
Yeah.
way bigger than you.
Yeah, but I mean, I was getting ready for a fight, and I mean, in my head, I didn't know he's a black. I mean, this is all kind of clicking right now as we speak, but I'm like, it's Pete Sell, like tough guy, like muscle guy,
Hi, well, he's
All right, let's run through this.
a
So,
staple in the
so
local
real quick,
MMA scene.
so we spoke about Askren. So there's two people that asked me about the co-main and main event, who's gonna win. I said Usman and Jones, and I had said it like without a doubt, and I did not bet on those fights.
Oh, your betting was off. Your
My betting
off.
was so bad. So I did a straight up bet on the Russian dude from Canada against
Johnny Walker.
Johnny Walker. Because he crushed my boy Pat Cummings. I'm like, my boy Pat Cummings is an animal. This guy crushed him. He must be the Terminator. He gets pump kneed in like 30 seconds. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I did a straight up bet on him, right? Lost. Then, because the odds were whatever, and it was before any of the fights really happened, I threw 20 on Lionheart just because throw 20 on him,
Big
possibly
underdog. Yeah.
win 100. Like, yeah, sure. Why not? I don't think he's going to win, but the guy has a bunch of first round finishes and like hasn't lost at this weight class. Like, fuck it. I like that. And then I decided, let's get a little crazy. Let's do a parlay. Jeremy Stevens is the underdog. I'm like, I think he can win.
I thought he was going to win too.
I think he can win.
We went, oh no, me and you picked Jeremy, and Rashad picked Zabit.
Right. So I go Jeremy Stevens, Cody Garbrandt, Tisha Torres. All three of them lose. Everybody. So like, yes, I win a parlay, but the fact that not one of them won, like, kind of hurt my pride a little bit. I was like, man. And then I looked back on everybody I threw
about fighting.
Yeah, everybody I threw money on lost.
Yeah.
But when people ask me, like, yo, who's going to win this fight? I'm like, yo, this guy. Bang. I'm like, fuck.
You're not a gambler.
Well, I'm not. Well, I look at the odds a little bit. I'm like, maybe. Okay.
What about your boy Diego?
Did we hit Diego up today?
Well, I texted him, but maybe he doesn't recognize my number.
We were trying to get Diego on earlier. But this whole shuffle really killed us here. But this is the first late show of Menace and the Man.
Jessica I hit me back. Sorry, was unpacking. How was the show? I'm going to tell her, F you. Tune in.
Tell her it was great. I hope you got a paper cut from the box.
So yeah, I mean, Cody was looking really good, but I think he's an emotional fighter.
Yeah, well, he said he got headbutted. And
Who cares?
And then he got emotional. But yeah, he's definitely emotional. That was like weird for me. That was like rough and rowdy. That was like some Barstool Sports.
I mean, I loved watching it.
Yeah, but they were like,
But when he started doing it, I'm like, no, that's not good for your chances.
Yeah, they were basically like, let's run to the spot. And look, even like the right hand when he got dropped, you saw like in the replay, he went. brought it right down. He like really loaded it up to bring it, you know?
Yeah.
And
he when he got dropped, he didn't like reset and like shake it out. He like stepped back in. I'm like, bro,
yeah.
take a second.
Munoz was a little bit like straighter,
Yeah.
a little bit crisper.
Yeah. But Diego, veteran.
Let's
I
try
mean,
to-
I felt bad, saying Diego was going to win, even though we just talked to Yves Edwards about, his boy who's very hype on. I was like,
Yeah.
it's kind of a conflict of interest.
Yeah, a little bit. But,
Jon Jones is still an animal. Jon Jones
is still a beast. I saw like videos afterward. He was like inviting people for shots and shit. So I'm sure Jon Jones is still partying.
So Rumble.
So he's going to be the champion for a long time.
Whoa! Rumble Johnson says he'll come back to the UFC
And fight him at heavyweight. I heard that. I heard that. I would like to see that.
That jams up a lot of things.
Well, now that fight almost happened that one time, and then it got postponed because Jones failed some shit. I forget what he failed for, and then remember DC came in and beat Rumble.
Right.
But even there, like just make that fucking fight. That's a fight.
It's a money fight.
That fight would sell. People,
man.
even Rumble coming back at heavyweight, old Jack. People be like, take my money. Take my money.
Have it.
Yeah, just take my money. So Dana White, Rumble versus Jon Jones at heavyweight. That's who we didn't try as well. Dana, we got to try him definitely next week.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
And we got to push Gregor back again. We'll try and get him on next
Oh,
week.
I was gonna say, yeah, we tried Gregor. We got Gregor. So I was gonna say maybe we'll make Dana our Matt Damon this week.
All right.
Who we push off. But even that was the one thing too. Did you see Usman, Colby, and Ali at the?
Yes.
You watched those videos?
Yes. When I have I'm gonna have my manager on at some point. I'm like,
What's your opinion on Colby?
have I ever held? Hey Doc, have I ever held you back from getting to a fist fight in a Las Vegas club as my manager?
No, it's like, hey Doc, have we ever been on the buffet line waiting to get some food, and then we started trying to assault some guy who was talking shit about
And
me?
I, as the fighter, had to hold you back.
I had to hold you back.
Yeah.
As the other guy that we were going after, like, made phone calls, possibly calling the cops. Like, last time he called the cops. He called the cops on Fabricio Verdum. And that's what people were posting the things about, saying, like, oh, what do you call the cops again?
Right.
Because he was on there like, nah, man, these motherfuckers just fucking threw some shit at me, coming at me. No, it's that rat Ali and his dirtbag fucking Usman.
Now,
He's funny to me, Colby. He makes me
Yeah.
laugh. I think all those type of villainous characters in
I
MMA,
think he's pushing some of the wrong buttons. Like, don't get the boss man pissed.
I think, that was hysterical.
But I don't think Dana was that mad.
Nah, I think he was.
I don't.
Yeah, he's furious. That wasn't.
All the press afterwards, he was like, "Nah, man. Like he's trying to do his thing. He's like,
What is
obviously,
he gonna say?
Well, he's been pushing self promotion for how long? So this guy's trying to self promote. What can he really say?
Yes, I heard Chael say something about
Yeah,
that. And
exactly.
you heard that?
Yeah.
Chael said how you guys get Christmas gifts every year, and one year they sent you guys like a video camera that was specifically designed for video blogging or some shit.
That was before me.
No, it was around you.
No, I never got a fucking camera.
In any case, he was like,
Oh shit! So they skipped Dennis Bermudez one year for Christmas? No, it was in Colby Covington's tenure. You've been around longer than Colby, so they skipped you 1 year for Christmas.
"No, I don't know if Colby got one."
Well, that's what he was talking about.
No, I think he was saying like before.
Oh, he was
this
saying it
time.
was before his time.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, because I didn't get a fucking camera.
You never got a camera?
No.
Did you get the iPad?
Yeah. That was my first year, and I was like, what? I can get used to this shit.
You guys are gonna send me a gift every year?
Yeah, and they got weaker.
Yeah.
And then this last 2 years didn't get shit.
Well, they upped the roster number, and they probably realized, like, this bottom line. Let's cut this. What's
What's the roster number? 500?
No, now it's probably like 6, 7.
Okay,
You know what
you're a
else?
multi-billion-dollar company.
We need to get Dana on too and ask him, why the fuck are you building performance centers in China and fucking Mexico and all these? Like, yeah, I know it's taxes and whatever, but like, you have fucking how many fighters on the East Coast of the United States? Build them a fucking performance center. You guys need a performance center in New York or New Jersey, or even Connecticut or Pennsylvania. You know what I mean? Where all you guys can
Bro, I've thought about moving to Vegas at some point in my career just because,
for the performance center. Yeah.
Yeah.
Build one on the East Coast, guys. What are you guys doing? All these fighters, and what it would be is money into your production quality. All these guys are going to be better athletes and put on better fights.
Yeah, I don't even know.
come into the fights healthier.
All the guys from the ONE FC that are the UFC's competition are going to be using the fucking UPI.
Yeah. Well, maybe they'll have to ban that. They'll ban Bellator and ONE FC guys.
How can they? If I'm the UFC, I could bring you in
Yeah, but
all day. What do you mean?
they'll figure it out.
Like what? Wait.
Yeah. You're in the competition. Oh, you fight for Bellator? You work for Bellator?
Or you could say no, I don't.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Yeah. What do you like? What do you mean? Like,
That's what it would be. So
scan his eyes. There's a contract in there.
You come in with me, and then they're like, "Wait, we don't know you. Do you work for Bellator? You work for ONE FC?" No. Oh, okay. We asked you. Go ahead. So you're friends with Dennis. Go ahead.
Bro, probably.
Maybe. But then even we'll go main event or co-main event. Your boy Usman.
Yeah, he was just ready, man.
He was ready.
I didn't think it was going to be like that.
I don't think anyone thought it would be that one. Usman and Henry Hoof probably thought it would be that one-sided.
I mean, I could see how it would be. Like, if you tell me it was going to be like that, I could be like, maybe.
So now,
Just because, like, looking at
that's what a lot of people were saying.
Tyron, like, again, like we talked about before, man, it's way easier to get a title and be hungry for it than to hold it down. What, it was like seventh defense?
Sixth defense.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So was that Usman's that good or an off night for Woodley?
A little bit of both, I think. I think
Usman's on that upward trajectory.
Yeah.
Woodley's on that little bit of a downward. Like I talked about last episode, 36, 37, that's a tough weight for a welterweight.
Oh, man.
That's a tough weight for a welterweight.
That age hurts me.
Yeah.
I'm 32.
Yeah, but you're retired now. Moving on to bigger and better things. So there's a card this weekend, but it's not really names, if you will.
Lewis is on it.
Yeah, like the guy who pulled off one of the biggest upsets in UFC history, Anthony Rocco Martin, when he beat Ryan LaFlair.
Oh, right.
He's fighting Sergio Moraes.
John LeBlanc.
That was funny. You were listening intently there. That probably was one of the biggest upsets, even though if the odds didn't say it. Skill-wise, pound-for-pound-wise. But yeah, this weekend's going to be Derek Lewis versus Junior Dos Santos. Who do you have in that one?
Who do I think hits harder or who I think's more dynamic?
Who's going to win the fight?
Fuck.
I'm going to go JDS.
I mean, I think JDS has more tools in the arsenal, but I think Lewis can be totally exhausted, which he shows and wears it on his sleeve, and he invites you in to, hey, put me to sleep, tuck me into bed, but he still has knockout power available.
Yeah.
Which I've watched him knock a dude out in the 5th round when like his tongue was hanging out of his mouth.
Third round, he knocked out the Russian dude.
No.
Who, you've seen Derek Lewis knock someone out in the 5th round? Who you knock out in the 5th round?
I'm trying to really. I feel like I saw it in my life.
No.
Yeah.
You're making that up.
Whatever.
Let me see.
Look at this fucking.
But nah, he's legit. But I think Dos Santos is due for a win, and he's fucking got the better hands. Both of them are they both got hands.
Yeah.
And Dos Santos got some kicks.
Yeah. Anybody else on the card that's
I mean, the co-main event.
It's a fight night?
It's I don't know what they're calling these now. Yeah, it's a fight night. They're still calling them fight nights. Tim Means versus Nico Price.
Tim Means is. He reminds me. Like, if you ask me where do I think he fights from, I'd be like, 8 Mile.
Alabama. You'd say 8 Mile? I don't think he don't look hood to me. He looks like Alabama.
What do you mean? Like, I mean, not everybody at fucking in Detroit are black.
Gangster? No, but he don't look like Eminem to me. I think 8 Mile Eminem. And then the co-main event is Ilazu Dos Santos versus Curtis Milliander, who I don't think you know either one of them.
Nope.
Beneil Dariush versus Drew Dober.
Dariush.
You know him. You might have even trained with him.
Oh, he's from
You might have trained with him at Kings.
Black House? Or
Yeah,
Kings.
I know he's out there.
Yeah, I've never trained with him, but I think he's really badass.
Yeah, he's good.
His last fight, I remember being like, what? How did you lose? He went down early, no?
I forget. I remember who did he lose to just now? Somebody.
Derek Lewis had a 4th round knockout of Shamil Buder Kibo.
Yes, I knew he had a
in
championship
2016.
round
In the UFC?
knockout. Yes.
UFC. 4th round.
And they were both dead tired. It was almost boring. People were like booing them.
I feel like he's had that a few times.
Yeah.
And who were we just looking up? Oh, Benil Dariush. Nah, who did he just beat? He just beat Thiago Moises. I don't even know who the fuck that is.
French guy. All right, let's wrap this up.
Oh, wait. Let's see. What was the other one? Yeah, no other fights. Your boy Tim Boach is fighting.
Ooh, yeah.
Omari Akhmedov.
I actually meant to get him on the show tonight.
Well, nah, he's probably fight week. And he's,
okay.
Where is this fight? It's in Wichita, Kansas. All right, so.
We'll hit him up next week. He's on the
Yeah,
priority.
next week we're coming back hard. This week was a shuffle. What did you do Tuesday again? You had your kids this weekend, Tuesday, right? So Tuesday we had a little mishap,
Had daddy duties.
yeah. What is it? Little mini menaces needed somebody to watch them. You know, that happens
No, they
sometimes.
fucking broing out their dad, dude. We had a good time.
And then Thursday we had to go get Hugh McKenna to weigh-ins.
Yep.
We're gonna have him go fuck some dude up tomorrow night.
Yep.
We got Dennis here late. We got a little bit of the recap. We got some time with Gregor Gillespie. And then next week, hopefully, I just got a text from Robert Whitaker's manager. We'll finally get Robert Whitaker on the show, and we'll have a star-studded lineup. We're also going to have Paige Van Zandt hopefully next week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
All right.
next week we're going big.
All right, shake and bake.
So, Menace and the Man, episode 18.
Well, see you later.